guys, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you can stay tuned for when I drop all my latest videos. So for this tutorial, I use the ColourPop brow. Actually, let me start from the beginning. I prep my face with the Fenty Pro Filter primer, and then I use the ColourPop brow pencil. I'm not sure what color it's in, but the truth be told, like, that pencil, it's kind of cheap. So if you're on a budget, it's a good pencil to get. But I don't really think it's like that great because it was very hard to color. But this concealer that I switched to, which was the Benefit concealer, and I used it in number, I think, 5. I do love this concealer. I use it strictly for my brows, and because I don't get my eyebrows arched, I outline them with concealer to give me that kind of illusion that I do get my brows arched. Now this concealer, like, I do love, it's kind of thick, so I need that in order to cover up the ingrown hairs, or the hairs that's growing, because I don't arch my brows. So for this tutorial, I actually did use this Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, and I used the Aina palette. I know that I'm super late, but nonetheless, I got the palette and I did love it. I love the color schemes that it came with. Honestly, my favorite palette by Anastasia, no offense to Jackie, it's the first palette just because I love, like, how pigmented the palette was. Now it's kind of hard to me to blend with the palette, but I'm going to support this palette just because it's Jackie. Like, why wouldn't I support it? Like, duh. But I created a super cute look with it, and I'm so happy that she put purple in the palette because purple is my favorite eyeshadow color. It's my favorite eyeshadow color on dark skin as well. So I used that purple and I basically patted it onto my eye that I prepped using concealer. So I'm going to use that eyeshadow. Like I said, it's very pigmented. It doesn't have as much fallout as that first palette, which I compare all her palettes to because, like I said, that was my first one. I don't mind the fallout from eyeshadow because, to me, it makes it easier to play with. I feel like I have to keep dipping and dipping and dipping and dipping, and I don't be feeling like doing all that. Spare with my voice, y'all. Like, my voice is so raspy. Like, I kind of scratched it eating ginger. Like, I love ginger, but sometimes it burns your throat, and like the other day I had some and it burned my throat crazy. So like, I'm kind of raspy voices, giving you T-Boz vibes, but she was my favorite member in TLC anyway. So in my Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, I took the glitter purple, Shookington is what she named it, and I basically used my finger. Oh no, I didn't use my finger. I used the brush and I applied that a little bit along my eyelids basically. And I also took that gold color and Solil. Like, damn, Jackie, you could name these something more simple so I can explain it in my tutorial. No, I'm just kidding. So I took a little bit of the, also after that I took a little bit of the Wingalese and I put it into my corners to blend it out more, to help blend out that purple. And like I said, the palette was kind of personally a little bit hard for me to blend out, but I got the job done. Really, I think it just depends on the brushes that you use. One thing for sure, that brush that the palette comes with does not do me justice. So I think it's totally blendable. Like, the palette's totally blendable when you use the correct brush. So then I got this new eyeliner by Tarte because low-key I love Tarte because their products are cruelty-free, and it came with this cute little eyeliner brush. And I've kind of like stopped using eyeliner. Like, I stopped using it about a year ago, and I just haven't really been into it. Like, I just feel like it doesn't do much for my eyes, but I'm trying to bring it back and like create more looks using eyeliner. And this eyeliner was super duper easy to use. Like, I never used like a dip brow type of eyeliner before. This was my first time using it, so I love that it came with like the little brush to use. It made it super duper easy to use. One thing I will say, it was kind of light. I had to go over it a few times with a few different coats, because it was kind of light, and I feel like I was just kind of smearing my eyeshadow at one point. But nonetheless, it was easy to use, and I created a bomb wing liner. So now this tutorial is not about like the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation, but this is my first time using it, and I am going to create another tutorial reviewing this foundation. But for the sake of this video, I say that in every single video. If you notice some phrases that I use for the sake of this video, but for the sake of this video, I did use this NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation. I've been hearing a lot of things about it on Instagram, so I took it upon myself to go out and buy the foundation, because like I've tried every single foundation out there and I still haven't found one that I absolutely love besides the Tarte Amazonian Clay foundation. That one just works well for my skin. So this was my first time using it, and I'm going to use it again, and I'm going to do a review strictly on this foundation and see if it's worth the hype. So after I blended that out using my beauty blender, I'm going to take my concealer and apply it underneath my eyes onto my quote-unquote dark circles, since I don't have any. But if you do have dark circles, you're going to apply that concealer onto your dark circles, underneath your nose, onto your chin, onto your forehead, the middle of your nose bone. And if you're feeling cute, girl, get underneath those cheekbones just to give your face a little bit of dimension. So I feel like for me, concealer gives my face that glow. My skin already has a natural glow, as you can see, so I probably don't need to conceal my face. But nonetheless, I do, because sis wants to be beat. So I take my beauty blender and I blend out that concealer. As you can see, I didn't use that much because this is kind of a natural look that I'm going for. I don't want to do a full-on beat. Like, I'm going out just to run some errands, and I just want to be cute for the day. So I'm not going to use that much concealer because it's not necessary. Sorry. And of course, I use the MAC Pro concealer, so that concealer doesn't require me to use that much. So I was able to go ahead and get away with using that much. And like I said, my skin naturally glows. Thank God for that melanin. And it avoids me having to use all these products, because the trick is not to use as many products. So then after I apply that, I'm going to set my concealer. I usually don't do this step next, but I did it anyway. I set my concealer using my Fenty setting powder, and then I'm going to also use my Fenty concealer to contour my face. So I'm going to make a cute little duck face, and I'm going to apply the concealer onto the areas of my face that needs to be contoured. And I'm going to try something new for my nose. I never did this to my nose before, but let's see if it works. So I always see it in little pictorials on Google. So I try to so I use that concealer as my contour. I used about 2 shades darker than my skin tone, and I took my MAC little angle brush, and I'm going to blend that out. And as you can see, I didn't blend out my setting powder yet. Like I said, I usually don't do this. This was a new step. I don't know what made me do this, but it kind of made the concealer a little bit matte when I was blending it out. So I'm also going to take my Fenty bronzer. Fenty, yes, Bree, you did it. Fenty, I'm going to take that Fenty bronzer, and I'm going to apply that to the places that I basically just applied that contour, just to mattify that contour and darken it up. I'm going to use some contour bronzer by Fenty. So I took that and I applied it. Now I'm going to take my beauty blender and I'm going to blend out my setting powder. Now, in the tutorial, I didn't just use my beauty blender. As you can see, that's my little beauty hack that I've been using in my latest tutorials. But I'm going to take my Laura Mercier, what is it? I don't know what it's called. Like, if I watch more tutorials, other people talking, I'll be able to tell you guys like the exact names of stuff. But I'm going to take my Laura Mercier puff brush and I'm going to beat my face with that. I usually, like I said, use my beauty blender, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to take that puff brush and blend out my setting powder just to give me a little bit of a matte look. So yeah, set that, girl. And FYI, you don't have to make all the ugly faces I make when doing this. It's just like I literally be beating the F out of my face, so my eyes be taking a hit. So excuse me for being a little bit cross-eyed in my tutorials. But nonetheless, it comes out cute, so that's the last thing I'm worrying about. But I take that brush and, like I say, it mattifies my makeup. It kind of gives me like a matte look using that brush, and it just blends out my setting powder completely even. One thing I will say, I haven't mastered the art of cleaning it. So any tips on how to clean that powder brush, leave it in the comments below, because I really want to know how can I clean that fast and easy. So I'm just doing some little finishing touches, and now I'm almost done. I'm just going to add a little bit of highlighter, set my face first before I add my highlighter, because when I do that, it gives a highlighter kind of the baked highlighter look, and it blends into my skin beautifully. I like for my highlighter to blend seamlessly into my skin. I don't want it to pop too much. I want it to look natural. Oh my god, I'm using Her extensions by my cousin Natavia Chanel. So if you haven't already purchased your Her extensions, they're gorgeous. I love them. They gave my lashes that cute look. I apply this lip color I don't really like, so I'm going to take it off and replace it with some gloss. And there you have it, my full glam look using Her extensions. I can't wait to collab with my cousin and create some more cute looks using her lashes. Go to her website and go to her Instagram page to cop these beautiful lashes, and my lip gloss is popping. And thank you guys so much for watching. And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'm Terrionnamakeup, and this is The Makeup Trap. Bye!